The reality is, in the end of the day, the Supreme Court ruled 117 years ago that municipalities do have the ability to enforce vaccination mandates. The context in which this came up in 1904 was for vaccines for smallpox, and effectively, while you can still file those suits because you can sue just about anybody, anytime, anywhere, if you're willing to take on the cost of doing so, the reality is we're not going to win that fight in the court system anytime soon. The same is not true when it comes to things like masking. The scientific data that supports the vaccination effort is not the same when it comes to masking. But the lesson that I've learned about masking is how different it makes, how different your outcome is when you live in a one-party state like Illinois has been for a number of years now, versus a two-party state.
Okay.
Early on during the COVID lockdown, my wife and I got into the habit of driving to 45 minutes from where we live up Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where you could actually have dinner and have a drink and not have a mask around your mouth 24/7. The difference between Wisconsin and Illinois is just the fact that you've got a two-party system in Wisconsin. You have the legislature that's Republican, a governor that's very, very liberal, and a Supreme Court that's conservative. And the fact that you have a difference in the party mechanism is such that if you have rights to defend in Illinois, you end up usually being in Illinois state courts, which are dominated by the Democratic Party, and you work your way up all the way to the state Supreme Court, which is dominated by spouses of legendary politicians in the Democratic Party of Illinois. So your only outcome that really has any real possibility of success through the courts in Illinois is through federal court. So I'm glad to hear that you're effectively in federal court for most of your work. Good for you. When it comes to masking, what it reminds me of is the most effective weapon that you have in terms of asserting your rights is effectively civil disobedience. Civil disobedience isn't just a tool that was used by people like in the civil rights movement in the 1960s and 70s. It is something that is available to you. And there's strength in numbers when it comes to civil disobedience. The ability of the state and Governor Joey Bean Pritzker to actually enforce a mask mandate is dependent upon local authorities and the number of people who refuse to be intimidated.
Get them out. Let's go.
And the power that you have by joining your other people, by living up to your principles, and effectively refusing to mask is your real power.
Yep.
There are, I think, about 9 restaurants in Barrington, Illinois, where I live, on the Cook County side of the line, which never closed during the pandemic. It wasn't as if they made a lot of noise about it. They didn't try to raise their heads and get hammered down by the state authorities. But as their leaders all told me when I was running the Chamber of Commerce last year, effectively, if the governor puts me out of business by closing me, I'm just as out of business as if I voluntarily stay open. So if I stay open and effectively the governor closes me, I'm done. If I voluntarily close, I'm done. So I can take my chances. So I would encourage all of you, if you feel strongly about issues like masking, you have to stand up for your principles.
Thank you.